Hello everyone, and welcome to another Howler for an Hour. Today we're playing something a bit unusual. This is Hidden Dream, and the Steam description reads, "This is a game about puzzle, exploration, and collection in horizontal version. In this game, players are supposed to participate in the story about how Princess Wencheng completed her journey to Tibet, that for getting married with Srongtsen Gampo in Princess Wencheng's fantasy world." It's a somewhat Englishy description, so I tried to state it with a little bit more sense than the description reads. This game is, from what I understand, debatably translated. You can kind of tell. This is a Chinese game that I believe may have English. It has an English Steam page. But I had the chance to get a review key. It honestly looked really intriguing, so I figured I'd struggle through this or figure this out. This Chinese thing. Maybe there's a way to turn this to English. I'm going to see in just a second. But of course, before we begin, if you like the video, do think about giving a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, think about doing that as well. But if you really want to help out, come over to Twitch. We're trying to reach partner over here, but we need more viewers to do it. So if you want to come by, whether it's to lurk or to talk, think about doing so because it does make a world of difference. And of course, if you want a nice Discord community to hang out in, we have a pretty cool one you could check out. Also, I have a coffee link if you want to help directly monetize my content. And I have a merch store if you want to pick up some cool swag. All links are in the description, so check them out at your leisure. But yes, this game looked really intriguing. Even if I can't switch the language, I think it will be intriguing. I don't know how well I'll be able to play it, but I figured I'd take a chance with this one because it just looked really interesting. All right, so here's the... Yeah, I figured the third option from the right, from the left, is the option to me. I know that the fourth option from the left, the rightmost option, that's quitting. So here's clearly the video options. Now I can technically... Okay, this might... No, that's not it. That's yes, no options for something. Not sure what exactly I'm selecting there. Over here is volume options. Okay. Okay. In that case, it may not actually have an English translation. If that's the case, that's the case, I suppose. Well, let's see what we can do without having that option. I assume this lets us continue or select chapter. Yes, this seems to be select chapter. I'm guessing this is chapter 1, 2, 3. Now I do know a little bit of Chinese, not a ton. So this is like, yeah. So this is like okay. This is chapters 1, 2, and 3, and then this the kind of the sub chapters within. Oh no, actually no, that's not what this is. Ah, is this some sort of collectible screen? Well, we have 0 of 5 foxes, so that's not good. We need all of them, but clearly. Okay, this is interesting though. Huh. Oh, hey, you want lore of the upper half of the statue? How about the middle? You want lore of the middle of the statue? So yes, clearly we cannot get the full experience of this game. But, if this doesn't have an English translation right now, I believe it might be getting one later. So let's take a look at this and see what we have. Now, it is a puzzle game. I do not believe it's text heavy, but I could be mistaken. Let's just see what we got, because I'm really intrigued by this one. This kind of gave me more of a visual experience sort of game, so I don't know how much this will matter. Ooh, pretty. Fun fact, there's actually a lot of Chinese-developed games that look really interesting. That I would technically struggle to play a lot of them, but there's actually a lot of games that come out on Steam that are Chinese-only that actually look really cool. Obviously, if we do have dialogue, I will be more or less skipping, so we're going to enjoy this as more of a visual experience. But, let's see what we got. I do love that Unreal stream. Are we having leg? I was just told how to move. Okay. Yes, I do see a bit of lag. It's not too bad for me. If it's worse for you guys, guess what? I do know I can read the options being well enough to know that these are options for graphical settings. So let me lower things down a bit. 60 FPS. What is that asking? I wonder. Let's try these settings. Yes. Is that a bit better? A little bit better. I'm smart enough to... Oh, no. Don't do that one. That's not the one I wanted. I wanted this one. Oh, I didn't even save... Oh, I didn't select... Okay. I accidentally selected no instead of yes. My bad. I should know that character. Come on. Okay. Oh yeah, okay. I hit apply this time. There we go. That should officially apply the settings. Now. Huh. I seem to have lost the ability to back out of this menu, and I'm not entirely sure why. Huh, that's very odd. Can I, yeah, I can't leave the menu. That's not even a language issue. What's going on here? What are you selecting? I believe I am selecting shadows, visual effects like motion blur, texture quality, and I don't know about the others. But this is an Unreal Engine game, and thus there are always going to be something similar. But yes, it seems that I cannot leave the menu. That's an interesting issue. I don't believe I've experienced that before when messing with stuff like this. I've definitely hitting apply on these settings, so like I have applied the settings, but... Huh. Hold on a second, let me... Yeah, that's full screen windowed. Yeah, I can't... Yeah, I tried reverting the settings, still doesn't let me leave the menu. Huh. Well, that's definitely an odd situation, isn't it? Shit, gotta watch the intro again. Well, hopefully not. This game definitely seems to still be kind of in a bit of an early state. I really wish I didn't have to close the Alt. I think I have to Alt F4 the game. That's very sad. Let's see then. That's not even a language thing, though. That was some sort of technical issue with the menu. Going into full change the configs there with the it would be in it would probably, if it's on Unreal Engine, probably in English. Probably in English still if I went there. You know, while we watch through the unfortunately unskippable cutscene, I will go check that. Hold on a minute. Let's see if it puts files where I think. Unless I can skip the cutscene now. Oh, I skipped the cutscene. Hooray! But yes, this is definitely Unreal Engine. I just checked that. Let's go ahead and just fire it up. See what we can do. For some reason, I was able to skip that time. Maybe because... I guess that's continue, isn't it? Well, I will check that in a second. May not be necessary. Yep, put me right back. Oh, yeah, okay, that's running way better. So it definitely saved the settings. So how's this running for you guys now? Because this is running way better for me now. I'm happy with how it looks. This is good. Your head always hurts? Your head hurts real life? Yeah, go get that sorted out. Okay. Pretty choppy. Okay, well, it's smooth for me, but Unreal is stupid sometimes. Gotcha. Such is life sometimes. All right, hold on. Yeah, okay. In that case, let me bring it. Let me do some dramatic changes. That'll be full screen window. That'll be the setting I need. Yeah, that is good. Oh, it did a, hey, are you okay with these settings? 10 seconds before it reverts. I think the reason that we had a game freeze is because it did the, I think it was trying to pull out that menu. Hey, do you want to save these settings? 10 seconds till revert. I think that menu didn't pop up, and like I like soft locked it somehow. How about now? Out of curiosity. So hooray! It actually does work for the options menu now. Is it when you say fine? Was it smooth fine or? Now it's so small though. Let me try something. Let's try this and then. Better? Is it smooth when I can spin really fast? Maybe probably lag was the cutscene. It's not the... Wait, the cutscene was lagging? Like the intro cutscene? Oh, nobody told me. I wish somebody had told me. Oh, okay then. Oh. So you're saying the intro cutscene I did at the start of the YouTube video without context was running like shit? Oh, that intro. Okay. Alright, is this good? I'm trying to get a resolution and quality level such that it both looks good and isn't terribly small. Okay. Starry Night one. Well, what happened to the Starry Night one was there's just a curtain that went across the screen. It looked kind of a banner flying across the screen, and there was floating lanterns in the night. Okay, this is good? Alright, I'm going to play. Yeah, I don't know what it is with Unreal Engine specifically. I can play Unreal Engine generally okay, but capturing Unreal Engine games is such a chore, I guess I'd put it. I could jump. Yeah, that thing. That was flying through the air. Is there supposed to be, like, music or something? I don't know. That's kind of pretty. Strangely quiet right now. I don't know if that means there's supposed to be... I don't know if there's supposed to be sound right now. Oh, now there's sound. Okay. Okay. How did you fix your head pain that quickly? Ah, there's some audio. Is the volume still alright? So I can do a almost Princess Peach style flip jump. Yep, I've learned how to jump. Fortunately, these tutorials are very clear, even without knowing what it's exactly saying. Okay, B. Alright, got it. What do we got? Obtain. I have it. Okay, push box with L. Okay. With B and L. Okay, B and L. Oh, that's adorable. Look, I'm getting help. It's a fox box, and foxes are helping. That's nice. I appreciate that. Spirit foxes. Okay, I got a thing. What's that do? That's a scroll. Can I zoom in on this? No, but it does look kind of neat. Yeah, I'm gonna not be able to see all the lore specifically, but that's all right. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay. So I need to push that down. And what is this? What's this? What's this? What is this thing? Is this a lantern tree of some sort? Kind of neat. All right, what are we supposed to do? So this gets brought down if I stand on it, but then it goes right back up. And it only goes down that far. So it looks like I need to go around. Oh, maybe I can use the block. That makes sense. Roses. Huh. Oh, that's the upper half of the statue. I do wonder what the lore... I'm kind of curious, like, what does each section of the statue have to say, I wonder? This is kind of intriguing. I like this. I do wish it was actually properly translated. I do not quite understand why it has an English Steam page, if it doesn't have an English version yet, but I imagine they're working on it. I'm kind of okay with that. Honestly, the only thing that's really arsing me so far is that Unreal Engine kind of sucks sometimes. Okay, that opened that door. Alright, let's go. Swim. Very nice. Refreshing bath. Oh, the Steam page does this. There's an English interface and subtitles available. Yeah, yeah, doesn't it? Right? I don't suppose it mentions how to access those, right? I actually thought it might be a language setting thing where, like, when you install the game. But I didn't see any option for that. I'm actually just double checking that myself. But, like, launch options, you know, sometimes there's a way to... For instance, the game... that one game that I actually helped translate, you actually select the version of language you want from the right-click properties menu of the game. So it does kind of make me wonder if there is a way to switch it, but I did not see an option like that. So I figured it was either going to be enabled by default onto English, or it would be an option in the menu. But I did not see either. So I'm just playing it in Chinese unless there's an obvious way to change it, which I can't seem to discover. So because yes, it does say that the interface and subtitles should be in English, as well as simplified Chinese. So how to switch it though? That's really the question. I could suppose we could stop for a second. I could do one more investigation. Actually, I wonder if... Hold on a second. I have a thought. Because, yeah, it indicated there should be English, so... Would language be also... I don't... If there's a way to switch a game's language in Unreal config files, I don't actually know about that one. That would be something I would not be familiar with, but... I mean, maybe it's possible. I'm sure there's some way you could toggle it by editing the data, but I don't actually know how you do that. What I do know is... Let's see. Okay, there's the save file. And there's the config. Alright, game user settings. I could check. Hold on. Right, I don't see an option there. One thing I could try, though. Well, two things I could try. First thing I can try. See, I know this is options. I know that's obviously the video settings. Well, there's one thing. Hold on. These individual options. That's about window mode's full screen. What happens if I select that? Oh, that's the option that causes the game to soft lock. For some reason. I wonder what that... Why does that one option cause me to lose focus in the game? That's really weird. Let me just try something drastic. I'm gonna uninstall the game and reinstall it real fast. Just to see if I can... No, there's no way of selecting... Okay, so not from there. So weird, man. So weird. Fixed Unreal Engine games, Unreal Engine games are like doing brain surgery with one hand. Sometimes it definitely feels that way. I will simply say that this English version that supposedly does exist. Not sure how to access it. Really not. I actually tried to investigate this before the stream a little bit. Just to, like, I checked through, like, you know, how it's installed and stuff, and just checked, like, is there any way to switch to English? I didn't see any way, so I assumed, again, that, oh, okay, I just start playing and there's going to be an option or something. Because, as a reminder, Howler for an Hour is a series where I go into games blind to get a first impressions review of them. You can't really go in blind if you're messing about with the game a whole ton in advance. So, yeah. I try to engage games and react to their setups and how they work, you know, as I stream it. So, but yeah, I'm looking, and there's no option. Sometimes a game will have like an option to select a different language within the properties. That's not the case here. The game has been out since August 22, so it's been out for about a month. And yeah, supposedly there is absolutely a way to play this in English, but at least that's how they marked the game. I wonder if... Let's see here. Huh. Yep, I don't got much here. This game doesn't exactly have a huge player base or anything, where I can actually, you know, go like look it up, like, oh, how did other people deal with this situation, right? Got nothing here. Well, I gotta wait for the... Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, there was one comment asking about the English translation. Okay, here we go. I got something for you guys. Somebody left a community post saying no English translation. Played the demo and loved it. To my surprise, there's no English in the menu for this game. There's no indication on the store page that this is the case. And that was at the time, but there is now an indicator of that. Are the devs planning to have English added later on? One of the devs responded with, "We're so sorry to get back to you so late. Some time ago, we had encountered some technical issues with our account. Thank you very much for your love for our game. We didn't have enough money to make an English version of the game before, but now we put it on the agenda." Ah, so they marked it with English as listed because they are going to add English. However, you really shouldn't list a game as having an English version before it has that English version, even if it's intended to be added. We will try our best to have the English version of the game ready by the end of September. Ah, so I see. That's exactly... So they intended to have an English version by the end of this month, huh? So please be patient. We remember your screenshots to support the game. The English version's on the way. The dates? That was September 5th. This was posted. I believe I got the review key at the very start of September. So, basically before they said this, if that matters to you. Yeah. They seem nice enough. Let's just keep playing with the Chinese version. I don't mind. I don't really mind that much, but I figured I'd check for you guys. This does definitely better for the review. So this will absolutely have an English version, assuming they, you know, stick with it. But not until October, I guess. Check back October. Granted, it does kind of suck that they listed to have an English version on the Steam page. I get why they did that, because they're going to add it in. But they probably should have just held off until they actually had the English version. You know? Oh, well. It's slightly false advertising, unfortunately. Probably not what they were intending to do, but yeah. But it tricked me, so. I gotta wait for this to finish re-downloading, though, because I actually did completely uninstall it for a second. Just to test out, to make sure I hadn't done something wrong to activate English version wrong. But yeah, it doesn't seem like it's my fault. It's not actually there, despite saying it is. So, unfortunately, please wait just a little bit longer as I get this re-downloaded. In the meantime, I will say that this happens sometimes, Howler for an Hour. Not every Howler for an Hour is just start intro, play game, smooth experience. First impression sees all sorts of things happen. In this case, this was very understandable confusion on my part. Considering that, yes, I I mean, it stated an English version existed, as I originally thought. So my confusion here, I feel, is slightly justified. But that's all right. Honestly, we probably should have just not worried about it. But at the same time, I have to worry about it. This is a review. This is me trying to tell you whether or not you should play a game. Now, ignoring the English translation, obviously you would want an English translation with this game because there does seem to be a fair bit of lore. I do think the actual gameplay, though, as you may have noticed, isn't very text heavy. The text heaviness comes in kind of the collectible lore items. So, in that case, yes, if you want the full experience, which I imagine you generally do if you buy a game, you'll need English for that. If you are focused on purely the gameplay, I don't know if it's really necessary. We'll keep playing for the remainder half hour here that we have to see if that is the case. I do believe it is the case that the gameplay is not terribly adversely affected by the lack of language options. But yeah, obviously to get the full experience, yeah, that's important. But it's not Howler for an hour unless something silly happens. Not always, but silly things do happen occasionally. I mean, Unreal Engine was also giving us a little trouble there. At least throwing down the settings fixed it. I don't like the Unreal Engine. I kind of, I don't know. Everybody should just go use Godot. That's a good engine. As far as I can tell it, at least. All right, we're about ready here. Just waiting for the game to finish reinstall. Should be about a minute, if not shorter. So thank you very much for your patience, everyone. Done. Okay, cool. Yep, I was right. Let's get back into this. I do have to say, this gameplay experience probably doesn't need a lot of concern over the language. Like, it felt pretty zen so far. So let's get back into it as soon as it goes through all these freaking logos. Come on. Come on. I don't know what that says, actually. Yeah, I guess you can skip. That's nice to know. So let's fire back in. Continue. That middle option is continue. I know that much. The first option is new game, basically. And I don't know what the third one is. Okay, back to where we left off? Yeah, pretty much. Actually, yeah. Alright, continuing. Make sure to let me know if it's still running smoothly. Hopefully it still is. But let me know if it isn't. Game look a bit odd. Yeah? Is it not running good? Well, I'm not hearing direct complaints, so I guess the frame rate's fine still. You never know. Unreal Engine is so weird that sometimes you can get the settings right, and then turn off the game, then turn it back on, and it looks bad again. It's a bit laggy. Is it? Like I said, I need your guys' opinions. Okay. I cannot do anything without your guys' opinions, so... let's see. So I was correct. I need to lower them more. Actually, I wonder if... Okay, fine. Yes, so there's something definitely wrong with the options menu in this game, because you could actually soft lock on it really easily where you can't leave the options menu. Just happened again. It happens. It's fine. Oh, a Pikachu. I missed it. Oh well. I'm focused on trying to get a game to work, so it's fine. Alright, well, the settings have been lowered further. How we good? How we doing now? In my opinion, you're doing an amazing job. Well, how good of a job I'm doing also depends on viewer feedback, so make sure to let me know. Because without viewer feedback, I literally cannot do a good job. It'll do. Okay. What FPS are you guys getting, out of curiosity? Actually, is this bad? Does this look horrible when I'm walking along this way? I wonder if the preview image I see is actually accurate to what you guys are seeing for once. Basically, XSplit did this one update at some point where the preview of the stream stopped being accurate. And what I mean by that is, in the past, when using XSplit, if my preview of XSplit started getting choppy, that's exactly what you guys saw. But at some point, XSplit fucked up, and now XSplit's preview can look choppy when it's actually running great for you guys. So now I can't trust the XSplit preview to actually preview the stream anymore. It actually will not tell me the truth at all times. So sometimes, it looks like the stream's running badly, but it turns out it actually is running fine. And sometimes, the opposite. It's really annoying. Because it makes it a lot harder for me to tell what my viewers are seeing. But anyways, let's just focus on the game. You know nothing about FPS. Okay, well, do you know what tolerance you have for playing a game? If a game is too choppy, it's not playable. You know? So it's really a matter of, like, does it look good enough to play? Does it look good enough to enjoy the gameplay of it? So if I'm correct, I need to, 45 FPS, is that what you're getting? Okay. That's pretty good. No. Hold on, I'm gonna make this work. May work. I obtained bread. Good. Thanks, Christoph. Those direct stats like that helps too. Push. So far, this is a pushing game. Okay. Looks like cheese and sausage pizza. Does it? Oh, wrong one. Oh, not the right menu. Actually, is it this? No, that's quit. Huh. I do wish the devs luck on getting the English translation out. It would definitely help. Just for the UI specifically is all I care about, really. Oh. Ah. Huh. What, pray tell, would happen? Oh, okay. If I move it, will fit. Oh, it'll continue. But it's not really blocking me, is it? No, I can go right through this. So... Oh, okay. Sorry, I was thinking. Guess if I... Right? That should be fine. Bonsai. Okay. I don't technically know if I'm going to be doing this right, but I'll try something. Good night, Timro. Oh, that actually works. Pretty sure this is not how it's meant to be done. That's an unreal jump, all right. You know when you see it, huh? It feels like I'm slightly floating, like Princess Peach in Super Mario Bros. 2. Feels like I almost got a float jump going. Aw. Not quite, though. Alright, let's see. I don't suppose I could... No, that would be too high. I mean, obviously I can lower this. Oh, I get it. No, it's actually simpler than I thought. Default realm jumps kind of selectively suck, but... Aesthetically, though, this game looks really nice. Not sure how I feel about this camera, too. It feels very far away. Can I? I want that. How do I get that? Stupid question. Oh, I can. Just gotta try a few things. Ah, no. It has the full height of its... Yeah, okay. So the moment this thing starts moving, it has its full block height, like at its maximum, whatever it's moving to. So there's no way I can, like, move this off and then run over. That's a bit of a shame. So, yeah. Okay. Lamppost too high. It's just barely. But... it is possible to, with this little extra bit of height, you can jump onto it. Yeah, so there's these optional items you can get by solving the puzzles. Huh. But yeah, it looks like you kind of need to, it looks like once you lower this down all the way, there's actually no way to get back. I don't even know how you're supposed to get up there, though. I certainly tried for that one angle. Oh, wait a minute. No, I see it. No, it's actually simpler than I thought. Sometimes you need to go forward to go backward. Oh, what's this? That's a good question. That looks important. Neat. See you, Leo. The other part. Well, one of the other parts. Yep, just had to do that. What's this? What is this then? Very odd looking. Oh. It's like, it's one of those, kind of those lion dog things. Looks a little different than the ones I'm used to, though. Hooray. I don't think the game necessarily intended me to be up there. That's alright. What happens if I fall? Oh no. No, an Arkan. Have you thought about playing Tunic? It's been brought up before, but I've never been completely interested in it. I know a lot of people like it, though. It just didn't quite vibe with me entirely. Oh, alright. Can't get that yet. There's a lot of things I could move, but can't because they're in the water and I can't jump in the water. Okay, that helps. Yeah, that'll do. I feel like I just would block it, but... I mean, there's a market on the ground. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the floating jump myself. Oh, no, it doesn't block it because it goes down, right. Okay. Oh, but now that I moved that right, had to think about that. So I need to position them. Like so. Kind Kind of slow pace, isn't it? Lantern obtained. Quiet game. Yeah, it's not making a lot of noise. I mean, it's there. You can hear it, but I mean, quiet moments are fine. Nothing wrong with that. I do dig it. Maybe a little fatigued with the technical issues we had to deal with, but I guess it always just feels like it comes with the territory when it comes to Unreal Engine games. Convenient. Change direction while jumping. Here's how much I can do that. No. Looks like I'm locked. No, I cannot. Here's me rotating the joystick mid-jump. That was like several rotations. It didn't even seem like I was rotating. So no. That would be a no. That's very default. I wish they had made it slightly better. Ah, got the last piece of the statue. Alright. So she's on her way to her wedding. Or something. And this is like her dreams about the situation. Candle? Is that a candle and candle holder? Or the world's largest cigarette? Hard to tell. Probably not the latter, though. I don't know if you can even name the Pokemon for the Poke Community thing. Can you? Okay, so I might name them later. I don't know. I like about it. I like these painted kind of scenes between levels, but I really wish there was a bit of music while they played. It feels weird that they're, you know, silent. Okay, oh, I guess that candlestick holder thing. Maybe that's a required item. So I can do that at certain places, I guess? Alright. Climbing. Alright. Wait, was it a prompt besides B? I think it was still a B prompt, right? Oh. Alright. Wonder what that switch was for then. Obtain. Spirit fucks. think the other one was made of stone. So we have the stone fucks. We have the air fucks. We might eventually have the browser that competes with Chrome as well. New Overwatch character. But yeah. Oh. Maybe I'm supposed to do it here. Oh, did I do that jump correctly then? No, I don't know. Actually, no, that's a broken lantern. I feel like I may have. I think I was told how to use a mechanic and I didn't do it right. Sadly, I don't actually know how to do it. So I solved that puzzle incorrectly, I think. But like, shrug. I'm pretty sure I was supposed to light a candle or something to solve that first puzzle, but I just didn't. So, okay. Granted, I probably will need to do that later, so I probably need to figure out how you actually do that. I don't know, maybe I could just glitch the game repeatedly and never have to actually do that to solve any puzzle. Oh, this goes like... Oh, wow. Is this Spiral Mountain? Looks like there's all sorts of directions to go. Which raises a question. No. You might be wondering to yourself, is there some way we can run? No. Shame. Oh, do I have to burn these down? You release a plushie line, I'll take your turret stock. Maybe at some point I can figure out a plushie. There is U2's, which is a plushie company that makes plushies for YouTubers, but you have to be important enough for them to care. When I get a silver play button, I might be able to madge it. Maybe. Maybe I can make a plush then. This is an awful large area for a character that can't run. Not too fond of that design decision. Oh no. Oh no! Uh-oh. It's it may be a Chinese puzzle, as in it may require me to know what I'm doing with the characters. Let's see. Is this movable? Word puzzle. Wait. I'm pretty sure some of those were not lit up a moment ago. Did I do something? Yes, mildly screwed. This is probably a play on words I won't be able to understand. They make sounds when I step on them. Oh, hell. Oh. Oh. Oh, that's why. They lower down. Huh. Intriguing. Oh. Huh. Okay. Interesting. So there are some effects I can do here. Interesting. I wonder what I'm attempting to achieve. Well, assuming that was a kitsune anyways. Huh. I could jump in the frame. I mean, obviously there's certain ones that activate more interesting details, so I'm just trying to use those to see if I can achieve anything. So far, no. Seems like if I press a few random characters, one of them will light up. Like that. Then when one of them lights up, I notice every time I light these up, there's one less that lights up. So I'm gonna keep pressing them, I guess. Till there's nothing else that glows. I think what causes the glow is me stepping on a particular character. Not sure what character that is, though. Oh, I found one. Nice. I knew there was one around there, so. We'll switch games soon. But not immediately. I want to try something. Nope. The game sort of generalizes both Chinese and Japanese trail culture. Well, again, like I said originally, the game is based around Princess Wencheng completing her journey to Tibet to get married with Srongtsen Gampo, which I imagine is either a historical event or... Why does that one panel move so much? Oh, I see, because it's the one I stepped in the... Okay. I imagine it's either a historical event or it's a legend, you know? Yeah, you know what? I think I might know what to do. Also, the symbol that glows is always the same symbol. Observation. The symbols on the side of the wall are certainly not just there for decoration. Maybe it's simply a matching game. Huh. Interesting. It's the one that's displayed at the top. I don't quite understand what I'm doing. Actually, I don't even think it's necessarily the word puzzle aspect that's confusing. Like the fact that I don't instantly understand every character may not actually be the issue here. The issue... See, that's going to just tell me to hit that one again. I think the issue here is I don't actually know what I'm trying to do. Animal themes. There might be... Okay, in that case, there might be a relation of animals. Regardless, I don't think I could solve this puzzle. Let's check the rest of the map, though, and then I'll end off. This would definitely be more enjoyable with English, I suppose. Again, it was stated to have English when I got the key, so... Oh well. What's this? Huh. It's an ancient dart throwing game. Nice. Oh. Dang. Looks like a clock. Oh, it might be some sort of sundial then. Alright, aside from solving the tile puzzle, I think I've done everything. So I guess on that note, I suppose I'm done for now. I go really high up there, jeez. This seems alright. Mechanically, it is using default Unreal Engine stuff, and that's not always the best, but I do like what it's going for. It's got a good aesthetic going for it. And, well, it would be nice to see this when it is fully translated, I suppose. Maybe I'll check it out later and just take a look at it when it is translated, see how it compares, especially this one puzzle. But as it stands, I think I'm done with this. This was Hidden Dream. It's intriguing, but maybe not quite there, at least not for non-Chinese speaking audiences. Take a look at it later, though, maybe in a month or so, if you find yourself interested in the game, as it may have English by then.